Built Different podcast.
A podcast called Built Different.
It's time for the Built Different podcast.
Built Different podcast, episode number 10. Once again, so thankful and blessed for who we have here on site. Done a lot of work for over 10 years with new construction houses, renovations. They have consistently every year been in the top 3 in sales in their office and bumping $2 million a year. Really thankful for insight, knowledge. And this is actually something, if you own a house, you need to listen because it's in every single house. So I want to introduce Michael Babineau with Triumph Interiors. Michael.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very, very good.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thankful you got out here. So, first question, I kind of ask everybody this. How did you break into the kitchen or maybe even before? I know you had about a year of experience in construction. Tell me a little bit about how that all transpired.
Actually, it was pretty funny because I was in car sales for 4 years and I was seeing my son for 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not going to work.
They're 60-hour weeks, right?
They're rough.
Crazy.
I was doing well, but I was just like, I am not going to be that dad that's not there for my kids.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So actually my wife was friends with the owner's wife, saw that they were, advertising for a position, and it sort of brought in a lot of skills that I had. Like you said, I did maintenance. I turned around apartment units for a year after college. I actually have a graphic design major, so the kitchen designing and the CAD work sort of intrigued me and knew how to kind of run the programs a little bit, or at least it looked familiar to me. And then I had been doing sales for 4 years, so I was like, I had nothing to lose. Let's see what this is all about. And I was really shocked with, he had this small little showroom at the time, and it was probably, the best looking, it just was very put together.
Wow.
Like he really had lofty dreams, and I could just see that. It was like, I got to work for this place.
Yeah.
Like I got to see what I can do to break into this. This seems very, very interesting. You can change people's lives doing this type of work. Sometimes it seems silly a little bit, but I mean, people use our kitchens so much every day. And I knew even just with real estate, even it's like it's what sells homes. It's where people live, do the most living. It was a little hard to get in. I was, there was very family oriented, and that still drew me in because it was like, wow, I'm going to be a family member once I get into this place.
Well, you know what I think's cool from working with you guys as long as you have is I go by kitchen vanity stores, if you will, that have showrooms and stuff, and they're in like 50-year-old buildings. The sign out front has never changed. The paint's all wearing off and chipping off. You guys have consistently put money back in to, I know just a few years ago, 4,000 square foot showroom.
Yeah, it's almost 10,000 square foot actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because we have the warehouse that stores a lot of our trim and we do tiling supplies, and it's, I would say in the last 3 years, it's like they find not an excuse, but they find a reason to keep it updated. We had a little small leak from our AC unit, and they were like, we're redoing all of this because we have to change this kitchen, and because it's connected, it just doesn't work anymore. Like, we need to rethink this. And now that we've been, we were in it for 3 years, I think at that point, or 5 years. And it was just like, yep, it's time for an update already. Like, things have changed that quick between what was showing. One of the cabinet lines was got discontinued even. So it's something that, you do have to keep up with the trends, and you have to make sure you're showing what the consumer wants.
Oh, that's awesome. That brings me to a great question. What do you think the trends are right now in the kitchen industry? I know it was all white for a long time, and I'm noticing some.
Yeah, paint is still super popular. So whether it's just full white, they're actually still staying with a paint, but they're going with a creamier color maybe, or something, an off-white of some sort.
Look, maybe even.
I'm starting to see that really come to trend, but paint in general is still probably the most popular. But now we're seeing a lot of the wood like this, starting to come through where they want that accent piece. The white oak has been really popular, and finally they're coming down to your entry-level builder grade series.
And dual color.
Yeah, dual color.
I see it. It looks awesome, but I'm like, how did that become trendy? It almost looks like someone renovated their kitchen and didn't finish one spot, but then all of a sudden everyone saw it once and loved it or something.
They love it. It's either, they love the two-tone. Yeah. Like it really, I don't know, breaks it. It breaks it up for people. So you're not, I think people know that we change our minds so often, and we don't want to be, cornered into this one design. Yeah. So I think having those duality it's easier to change. It's easier to keep it looking updated. And I think that's what a lot of people like about it.
How about countertops? Would you, so in my opinion, I'm thinking quartz is getting hot.
Quartz
or has been hot.
Yeah, quartz has been hot.
What about butcher block?
Not as much.
I see it a little bit.
It's definitely more of an after accent piece.
Okay.
But even I would say, granite has really kind of gone by the wayside, where people are really getting aggressive with their quartz pricing and who we work with to be able to bring that to people and consumers. Yeah. They're getting very aggressive with our pricing. It's like you might not have a ton of options, but at least it's almost entry-level granite pricing to, get what the consumer wants and have that high-end look.
And I have it at my house. I've been so thankful for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people know about it, is the Mountain Series. Can you talk just briefly about the Mountain Series and how it brings a high-end quality cabinet into reach for almost everybody?
Yeah, and that's what's great about it. So we have a Mountain Series. It's an all-plywood cabinet. It's going to give you the all plywood dovetails construction drawers. It's full extension, and it gives you the soft close features on the doors and the drawers. And why it's entry level is that they're not offering a lot of, I call them SKUs. So they're not bringing every small little pullouts and all these little features that 90% of the consumers don't need or want.
It's not a quality.
It's not a quality thing. It's more so. And they keep it simple. They have a white option with a partial overlay, or they add some more few colors if you want to go to a full overlay. It's just limited options. So the cost of it is really good for getting a good quality cabinet.
How about now we're moving into a more higher end line with the Diamond Series.
So
so very, not even a huge upgrade in quality, even though they're both very good. But now you got all those options you could ever think of.
You have the pullouts that people want. They're very good at their organization type pieces. When you want the pantry pullouts that have the spice racks and stuff like that. You want to have dual crowns to the ceilings. You want to have maybe that one unique piece with glass that has the mullions or some kind of design in the glass or something. Those are all their offerings, and it really just depends if what you want at that point.
I'll tell you, that kitchen we did in Fitchburg, when we took out the soffit and put in that dual crown. Oh my God, did that just change that
whole area?
Oh my God.
It really can. The small details, and that's, I think, hopefully, what you use me for is for me to be able to use those details to say, to keep it looking fresh and updated. And there are ways, and that's what's kind of nice with our Mountain Series, is that we have it linked with our Diamond Vibe series to be able to kind of mix and match a little bit and really get what you want. We kind of work with like the good, better, best sort of system,
Right, of course.
with our lines. So we, and we always look optimistic into what we're working with. So there's always kind of a way to make things work.
I'd almost change that a little bit and say great, better, best. Because honestly, the mountains are awesome.
It really is. It's just it's very good quality cabinet.
The only negative
very successful
is
with it.
I have a multifamily, and I've renovated a couple multifamilies, and you don't have any cabinet for multis, but you do have multifamily pricing.
Yeah,
it's almost.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it really is. Yeah. I mean, we do multi-units, and sometimes, if there is 30, 100 units or whatever, we can get some special pricing on that, even if we have to get aggressive. And, we're willing to work with people to, get where they need to be. We all live on a budget. We know that. I don't think any of us don't. So we try our best to try to, make it most cost effective for you and give you that option. I'm not just trying to reach for the stars and be like, here's your $100,000 kitchen, take it or leave it,
Yeah, exactly.
That's not going to be realistic
That's what's
for
fun.
anyone.
And you make it work.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one in Fitchburg, it looks like it should be in Wellesley.
I know.
It was awesome. Yeah. We're starting to have a question that's developed that we're trying to ask everyone, because I think it's, this is about construction, but it's also about business and family life and managing them well, and how we like to. We're becoming parts of families with people for a month while we're doing a project or whatever. So I love to ask this one. What's the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome, either in life or in business?
Oh boy. Biggest obstacle. I think honestly, even just changing your career is going to be huge.
Absolutely.
Because you don't really know what you're getting into. So, I mean, it was same thing. I went to college for graphic design. I tried doing that for 7 years and just didn't go where I wanted to be. So you got to make a change, or, you got to thrive.
You got to reinvent yourself. I've had to do it.
Thrive or die, kind of thing. And I'm like, I cannot afford this. This is not the life I want for me or my family. So, I got into car sales. You got to be open to change. And it was like, is this for me? Well, it worked out but things in life change, so you got to be open to, it's not easy, but it's always going to be changing, and you have to be
that's
prepared
great.
for it. I mean, and I think even I didn't know that at the time. People are like, "You're getting into car sales? What are you thinking? You're nuts." I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be any worse than where I was. And if it doesn't work out, I go back to what I was doing. They'll take me back in a heartbeat. I'm not burning bridges.
Yep.
When I work hard, and I know what my value is. So, jumping into these things, I'm going to go in 100%. And if it doesn't pan out, then you jump, you change gears and you go forward. And, Triumph and the owner, Rodney, has really, and it's not easy. And I don't do a change well, but he really prepares us, but he really makes us think about that. And it's like, all right, here's his book. Here's his support. Go to here to help you. He's not just like leaving you to the wind and hope that,
So is the book like the Bible?
Well, it could be for some people. It is. Absolutely. I'm not going to say it isn't, because I mean, that's certainly,
I was just joking.
I mean, I do come from a Catholic background, but I certainly don't do as much as I should. But, one of the tasks I put myself to is I did read a passage from the Bible every day for a year. It was a challenge that he set me up with. And I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have his support, if I didn't have, someone wanting the best out of me.
That's awesome.
But you got to be willing.
Rodney's awesome.
Rodney is awesome.
Yeah.
He's been, very grateful for what I have. And I owe a lot to him for it, but it hasn't been easy and 100%.
Yeah, no, it
you know,
never
maybe
is.
not, it never
Yeah.
is, but you know, to be open and know that you can do the change, you know, that's the biggest thing. And
So one thing I heard probably 15 years ago is the one thing that'll never change is there'll always be change.
yeah,
And I did the same thing too. I had to pivot in 2008. We had the crisis with the banking and stuff.
yeah,
And I still continued to build, but I also got a full-time job at Anderson Windows.
oh wow, yep,
Well,
right.
I also got a full-time job. So
yeah,
I was so thankful for it. But you gotta
Yeah.
go out. You gotta
Yeah.
put some hustle to it. You gotta be willing to change if you
Yep.
and if you want more. There's no way you can overcome or get to new levels by getting a certain amount an hour.
no,
It
definitely not.
has to be based on the amount of work you put in.
Yep, for sure.
And whether it be you have an hourly rate, but you get bonus based on what you're bringing to the table.
Sure.
So you know you got something coming. Or if it's commission,
Yep, that's
I keep mentioning, but my daughter is doing a commission thing.
yeah,
And she is killing it.
Yeah,
She's been told multiple months now that she's the biggest earner in the place.
That's awesome.
And she's having like almost $1,000 days some days.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's
incredible.
blowing my mind. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm
Yeah.
Let me give you some techniques.
Yeah, for sure. No,
So-
for a parent, you know, that's, you know, definitely a proud moment. You can see your children thriving,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
hoping that you had something to do with it.
So I got another question that might make you think for a second. So what specific? Because I see it. So if you don't have an answer for this, I got one.
Okay.
But what, other than you being coming from a graphic design background, what do you think you personally bring to the table that's different than working with other kitchen companies?
Actually, the fact that I have done graphic design, I think, is huge.
It is.
I mean, I can, you know, the silly things of, you know, I took color theory classes when I'm working. So someone can come up and be like, oh, does this blue book go with that, you know, with this wood? And I can kind of, you know, talk about that and, you know, bring their design together better. You know, that it's like, yes, these things do match. Yes, they will go together, because a lot of people are not visual at all. So seeing a sample that big, they can't put it together. You know, I've been doing this long enough where I can be confident for them to say, yes, this is, in my experience, going to go. If they put something ugly out, I'm not going to let them do it. Be like, listen, it's a good idea, but we got to change something about it.
Yeah,
if
that's
really
awesome.
what you want.
Yeah.
You know, and then, I mean, yeah, I think that's a huge part of what I bring to the table, honestly.
It is, and that is awesome. But there is something else that I love about working with you is very rarely do you bring anything but positive energy to situations.
Yeah.
Even with customers that are unreasonable,
Irate, or-
you always bring a positive outlook on everything.
That's awesome. I appreciate that, because that's something I have to work on. You know, I mean, I really do. I
In the
grew up with
industry
a
as well,
bad
yeah.
attitude. I hate to be in there, but you
Yeah.
know, like, obviously I have anxieties on things. You know, future, you know, past depressions, you know, stuff. So, you know, I kind of had a bad attitude, and I would say a lot of the things that I've learned being in this company and being at Triumph has kind of really has changed me for the better. And knowing, like I said, optimism, making sure that customers are happy, and, you know, that's changing their lives. That helps me change my life, you know, knowing that they're happy.
That's
and
awesome.
That's, how can you not be positive and try to, you know, bring that enthusiasm to people?
So I know we've talked about current trends,
Mhm.
and we've talked about the changes that we've noticed over the last few years.
Yeah.
Anything future things you see for the industry, maybe that you're starting to notice any kind of trend?
I mean, I would say the custom colors are becoming more popular. We got one in Newton that I would say is probably the brightest and most unique color I've ever done in 10 years.
Is it brighter and more unique than the red in Revere that we're doing?
Oh, no, that's what I meant. The Revere one. I'm sorry, I said Newton. But yeah, that
wild.
Revere. I've never...
It's like a Christmas.
Yeah,
it's like Christmas and
really
it's bright red.
Is bright, yeah. So...
I can see that getting hot.
It is getting popular.
Everyone's going to want something a little different.
Our Diamond line is starting to offer that in their lower end. Like, when you start seeing that creeping up into the more cost-effective lines, you know it's getting popular, and that more people are going to be gravitating to it. And it's easier to sell because it's more affordable for people. So to get whatever color they're thinking of is kind of accessible, I guess. I think that's going to, not that it's not popular, but I think that's going to stay and sort of start creeping up. And hopefully it brings new colors to the lines as well. That are normal colors, I guess.
I agree with all that. Now I got a question. You started with them, you said 10 years ago, right?
Yes.
When did we start together? Was it that long ago? I think it was 8 years ago.
I would probably say about 9 would be my guess.
Yeah, so
probably within that first year, because I was redesigning their website when I first got hired to learn their systems. He started slowly, doing jobs with me. But I would say it's probably about 9 years would be my guess. I know you were working with Rodney initially. And
that's right.
That's how he got me on. He started feeding more stuff to me so
take
that
pressure
he could,
off him.
Pressure off him, and he can do more of the vision of the company.
Yeah. Well, it's been a fun ride.
It has been. Yeah.
We've been through a lot.
We certainly have. Yeah. A lot
Whether
of
it be new or renovations. Yeah.
And you've sent me a lot of good referrals, and that's what we live on. We've only just in the time I've been there, we're only just starting to do advertising through Google, and not that we didn't have Google reviews, but we're actually paying or, getting our name out there through search engines and, getting a marketing kind of program. And they redid our website, triumphkm.com.
Awesome.
And, you can get free quotes, free connection to links to all our products and our offerings. And, it's pretty crazy that everything else was word of mouth before that. Wow. To be able to get me, like you said, to almost $2 million a year. Pretty steady consistency. Awesome. Without all word of mouth, like without anything more than that. It's pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, well, we're thankful for you. We're thankful for Rodney and the team as well.
Yeah, and I do have a great support system.
It really shows in working with you how that support system is back there.
Yeah, because you're not just dealing with me in that sense. If I'm not around, we do have a front, receptionist. We do have our own delivery drivers. We just started getting our own install crew, so we can help you out when you don't have it. And, that's our expertise, And I know you've had hiccups. We just started dealing with that where, the subs just aren't up to par of what we need them to do, So to have all that support there, it's awesome to know I can have my installer call me to say there's a hiccup and to get, like you said, get something on order right away. It's already scratched. I know ahead of time. It's not them having to talk to the customer, has to talk to you, who has to get in touch with me. It's like that slows everything down. And
well, we're thankful, and would like to. I'd like to do it again, maybe in the future if you got time. It's been a lot of fun this morning.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you having me.
It's
a first for me, and
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you the Brittivia brand can't be any better without companies like Triumph. So we're very thankful for you guys. So signing off. From the podcast, we always ask, don't forget to like, comment, share, especially you, John Delaney.